Welcome, viewers and subscribers. Now, this is the episode 3 of the Kindness Superpower Podcast, where now we're going to be talking about the comic Tinkle. Now, we have our amazing guest, Gayatri.
Hi everyone, so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Do you think that this comic helps with kindness?
Oh, yes, I do. I certainly do. So, I think kindness is one of our biggest themes that we stick to overall. Kindness and empathy are two, inclusivity. I think these are the themes that all our stories sort of are woven to for these themes to come through. Um, and I think even the way in which our characters have evolved over a period of time also sort of fit into these broad themes. So, yes, it's a very, very big part of our storytelling at Tinkle.
Gayatri, you have been with Tinkle since the time I have known you.
Yeah.
How has it evolved?
Yeah, so
Or is it a little bit of the same that it was and a lot more?
we just celebrated 45 years of Tinkle.
Wow.
So it's been around for that long. And while a big part of it remains the same, it has changed as well. So one of the feedbacks that we receive from a lot of parents who have grown up reading Tinkle and who now want their kids to read Tinkle is that, oh, this doesn't look like the Tinkle that I read, growing up. But obviously, I mean, we are writing for children today, right? And what the stories that they want to hear or the kind of language that they are used to is very different from what it was in our times. So the ethos is the same. I mean, it's a comic for children. The themes are simple. The stories are meant to make you think as well as make you laugh. Some of our longest running characters have been around since almost the first issue, like Shambhu, Suppandi was there, I think, in the 10th issue, Tantri. So these characters have remained constant through the life of Tinkle, but they have changed as well in different ways. They are more suited for today's times. Like Suppandi, for example, started off as a house help, or he used to be a help in a store or in a shopkeeper, and there was often the use of the word servant. Then he used to be called a servant, and he would really the jokes that were written about him were it made him seem very dumb in that sense. But now he has evolved. He lives in the city. He's got a roommate called Maddie. And the trope is the same, that he tries to find a new job each time. But now he's just looking at different ways of keeping himself employed. And also, we feel that Suppandi is more than just a simpleton. He has a different way of thinking. Like the way he looks at the world is different. Today we talk so much about neurodivergence. So in a way, Suppandi is somebody like that, who is very different, whose approach to life is very different. And because of that, he's able to make people laugh. And everyone loves him. I mean, if you ask anybody, all of our surveys, who is the number one character in Tinkle, it's always Suppandi.
Is it because it allows us to be a little bit... He makes it normal to be
Goofy.
little funny, or even if you forget something, like
Absolutely.
it's okay to be, because Suppandi is like that. Arjun, you read Suppandi in the comic? What did you think
many
of
times.
it?
Also, one of the oldest issues, like not even like this, like even older than
You had
this
one.
book in the society. Then I've seen Suppandi like exactly how she described it,
Yeah.
and it was really funny.
So that was a really old book.
Right.
So you're saying now you've evolved even his character to be a little bit more, I don't know, sophisticated, or...
Yeah, with the times,
Right.
the jokes have also changed a little bit now. Now there's a lot of word pun, like it's language pun. Like he misunderstands something, he misinterprets, or he takes things too literally. Like recently, we had a story where he is giving food in the hospital. I mean, he's one of the guys who delivers food, and then he sees that the doctor is putting an IV for the patient. So he runs and he comes back with like these 3 jars, colorful jars of IV. And he says, give her this because, she'll have more variety. So one is beetroot soup and one is something else. And, so it is funny, yes. But then he's also thinking about that person, what that person would like. And they're just there in the bed and with that drip that is going on, right? So I think there's that quality.
Yeah.
That sort
So
of
innocence
innocence,
also,
yeah.
which we see in kids, or maybe
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
not in this generation.
But I've also wanted to ask one more thing. How do you all come up with so many stories? As it's been like 45 years, as you just said.
Right.
How do you keep on making new stories for same characters?
That's a very good question. And it's a question we ask ourselves every month when we have to write a new story. So, boring as it may sound, we have like lots of Excel sheets in which all the ideas have been put, sort of marked and mapped and put together. So, and we have people in the team, like I have been around for many years. I took a break in between and I rejoined. But there are others as well who have been around for many years, and they all know that, oh, I think this has been done. Oh, I remember reading this sometime earlier, or this idea seems familiar. So it's a combination of human brain retaining a certain amount of data, and it's also, all those Excel sheets which tell us that if a certain idea has been done or not. So we have to ensure that the idea we come up with is original and it's not been done before. It is a tough task, and every month we have the writers breaking their heads to come up with a really good idea that has
But
not
is
been
it not
done
okay
before.
to repeat?
It can be repeated, but with a twist.
Okay.
But you can't sort of risk writing a very, very similar story again, especially because there are stories that appear in digests, and those stories have been taken from older Tinkle. So all the stories are still in circulation, right? So you don't want to risk a repeat.
Is there an online version of this?
Yes, we have a Tinkle app,
Oh.
and the entire library is available online.
Oh my God.
And one more thing, when you said repeating, I have seen it. So my mom bought me 2 books, this double digest and a normal book of Tinkle. Almost all the
Right.
like the same, not the same order, but most of the stories were repeated in that other book.
Right. So that's the thing, right? We take stories from older Tinkles and put them in digest. Because Tinkle has a shelf life of only a month. It's a magazine.
Yeah.
So, like the November issue is relevant only for November. And then the next issue comes. So what do you do with those stories, right? It's like we want more and more kids to read them. So then we club a few issues together and we convert it into a digest.
Or a double digest.
Or a double digest, right. But we try not to take it from very new issues. So you will find stories from much older issues in the digests.
Do you feel like in the characters that you build, do you feel like in today's world, now that you evolved your comic book as well, like you need to add some certain elements so that kids can learn something? Like, is it necessary that you get a learning out of each Tinkle? Do you look at it like that?
So in a way, I would say yes. I mean, the whole, our tagline is where learning meets fun.
Correct.
So learning is a big part of the stories, but the stories are not preachy.
Yeah.
We don't want to say that, okay, this is the moral of the story or this is what you need to learn out of this. I think the learning comes just by reading it and enjoying it. I think the main thing for a story is that it has to be fun. Like you have to be able to relate to it. Either it's funny and you're laughing, or it's saying something that you are able to identify with, or it's a mystery or a thriller that is keeping you on the edge, So those are the sort of things that we like to do. And the learning is innate. Something has clicked within and you've figured something out, but you might not be able to put it into words. So that's the sort of learning that we aim for. We also do purely educational features. So, features on environment, for example, or space or whatever. Like there are lots of topics that kids are interested in. And sometimes we also try to pick up topics from CBSE textbooks or ICSE textbooks and supplement that in a comic form. So it becomes, certain concepts become easy to understand. So that we do, and that is a purely educational piece. But the stories, I would say the learning is more organic.
And you do this in Tinkle?
Yes.
Oh my God,
in
Arjun,
Tinkle.
what would you like to learn in your school in a comic form? I mean, you can make your request to Gayatri so that you can learn it faster,
Actually,
quicker, easier.
We get so many letters from readers that a lot of our ideas are taken from them. I mean, suggestions of about
That
what would you
was
like
my
to talk
question.
about, or right, yes. So we do take a lot of suggestions, and we like to have that conversation ongoing with our readers.
Listen, I want to touch upon preachy because whenever I talk to my Arjun, because her son is also an Arjun,
Yes.
any time that I'm, overemphasize on something that I want him to learn, he's always like, Mom, like, give me a break. Like, don't repeat it. How do you draw the line? And also you're with your son, who's approximately the same age, how do you ensure that you're bringing that about without being preachy? And I think your comic does it, but how do you do it? And how do you see it happening around you? Like, do you see from...
I think it's hard as parents because I feel like, at least for our generation, we want our kids to be the best version of who they are. We don't want them to be something that they are not comfortable being, or we don't want them to be overachievers. We want them to be comfortable in their own skin. But it's very hard to kind of explain it to them, in that sense, because sometimes they require a little push, but you don't know how much to push. Sometimes you just need to let them be. So I don't know. I mean, I really haven't figured out the right balance. And I also come across that. So yesterday we went to watch, what's that movie? Zootopia, part 2. And in that, I think there's a very beautiful line that somebody says, some very nice line. So I touched Arjun. I just held his hand while I was watching it, and he was like, Mom, listen, don't think I don't know what you're doing. You're trying to give me that message.
Yeah. Oh God. But that's the thing. The thing is that Arjun gets it, but still he'd be like, I don't want to know. And I don't know why, Arjun. Why do you do that? The point of that is so that there is a learning for you, right?
Yeah, because when we're viewing it, we know it, but you always assume that we don't.
True. Yeah.
That makes it annoying. Really annoying.
Okay, but then if it does, then do you use it in your daily life? Like, are you kind on a regular basis?
Yes, everyone is. But when you interfere, no one wants it to be like that.
See, now that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, I
Yeah.
don't preachy is not working with
No,
this generation.
it's not. You can't tell them that, hey,
Yeah.
you should do this. Or no, not even saying outright is out of the question. Even that
Absolutely.
suggestion that perhaps you should try, but no, that is a very wrong route to take.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you just throw it there and leave it, and then they will
So
do something
that
with
is
it.
what Tinkle needs to do. Like, you just
Yeah.
keep it at their desks and you hope in hell that they're reading it and then
Right.
vibing. We both had thought of one question, that when you're thinking of stories for the book, do you intentionally think of some takeaway so that there is, like you're saying, because you can't be preachy,
Yeah.
so at least there is something in that the kid is reading. Do you think of it, or it's per the theme that you think, or...
Yeah, so it's a lot to do with the story itself. Like, it should not look forced. Okay, nothing should look forced in the story. Otherwise, it's not enjoyable. But for example, recently one of the team members wrote a story about this 3 sisters. They're 3 siblings, and they're trying to figure out what gift can we get mom on her birthday. Okay, so one says we'll do this, one says we'll do that, something else, and the third one says, listen, there is a pottery thing happening. Let's go and make her something. So they were like, oh my God, it's too much effort, work, and ye wo. But finally they decide to do it. So they go, they make something, and they bring it back and all that. And finally we realize that they have made images of themselves. Okay, so one wears glasses, one hair is a certain way or whatever. So they've made this thing of themselves. And the mom is supposed to guess which one is
Okay.
made by whom, and the mom is visually impaired.
Oh.
So that you see only in the end of the story. So throughout the story, you're just, reading it and you're enjoying it. And then in the end, you realize, okay, the mom is visually impaired. So that is why they have thought so much about, when she touches it, she needs to figure out. And then we
Yeah.
see that the dad kind of tweaks it a little bit. Like, without the girls knowing, like, he goes and he tweaks it so that the mom
Can recognize
them. you know.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah,
a
so
beautiful
it's-
story, Arjun.
So yeah, we try to, sometimes it requires a little bit of conscious thought, because
Yeah.
you want to be able to show different types of families, different types of kids, different skin tones, different types of hair, like different regions also. I mean, India is so vast, right? It's sometimes it's easy. See, comics is a very visual medium, so a certain artist will have a certain style of drawing. So it's easy to just keep repeating the same kind of images over and over again. But you have to sometimes consciously tell them that, hey, listen, make this kid let them have a dark skin tone or a really fair skin tone, or give a kid vitiligo, give them braces, because at this age,
Yeah.
you want to show a cross section of society, as it is. So you have to. There is a little thought that goes into that.
Wow.
So we try to do that.
Nice. Arjun, when you were saying that, you don't want to be taught, but what do you think is the myth the kids have? Like, why can't kids talk about kindness? Like, why is that not a thing? Yes?
Can I not say it?
Please say it.
Kindness is not cool.
For kids?
Yeah.
Why?
Because many people keep on saying that kindness is not cool to do. Like, they just want to do things their own way. And if one person is good enough to do kindness, everyone will follow.
Yeah.
But no one has seen that one person doing kindness. So then people think of their idea. Is kindness cool? Is it not? Then they observe if people are being kind, if people are not. Then they make a conclusion. Kindness is cool, kindness is not. And many have made the conclusion that kindness is not.
Having this podcast itself is like a great way of talking about it and making other kids your age. I mean, it's great that you're doing it. I'm so impressed. There's a lot that I can learn from this because we put it in our stories, but I think we do need to talk about it a lot more. So that's great.
Also, do you think stories can teach kindness? And have you seen it happen?
So see, kindness, I think it's a very large term, right? It's a very broad sort of thing. So what is kindness? One is, I think it's just about accepting people for who they are, not trying to change them or not putting someone down because of something. So stories can teach you kindness in the sense that they make you aware of all the different possibilities that exist and that it's fine to be a certain way. Or this is also there. Like, a kid is grappling with an issue and that is fine. And you might not grapple with the same issue, but you will have something else that you're grappling with. So I think it's just about, it helps in the sense that it opens your mind up to the fact that there are so many different scenarios that can happen with people. There are different types of people, different types of families, different types of ways of living life. And it's fine for people to just be. It's also about, I think, having the right role models as well. I think I'm like at a loss because I really don't know who today's role models are. Like, whom do you take inspiration from or who do you aspire to be?
If there's one most popular kid here for being the best roaster, but he's not a kind person, people will still think that he's their model, that we should listen to him, that he's the best, so that he knows mainly everything.
Because he's popular.
Exactly.
Popular. I think the word, this popular word comes up a lot when I talk to kids. And I think everyone feels they are not popular. I mean, that is something.
And then whoever is popular, like Arjun says, they are not the nicest people because they are. Also, people, I feel like what maybe I have taught Arjun is, grandparents, be kind to grandparents.
Right.
Or, help them. Or if there's somebody differently able, you be
Correct.
kind. But there is no other. How else do you teach except if you are acting it out at
Absolutely.
home yourself?
Yeah.
Or if, I don't know, like there is no other way of really. And so when you agreed to do it, I was so excited because when I bought these books and it just occurred to me that this is the only other way, because whatever I do or say is preachy and not
Right.
something that he'd want to do more of. But this seems like one of those things. Otherwise, how do you teach them? And what is there to teach? Because I don't think I have been taught that either, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also want to say one more thing.
Yeah, for sure.
That you could just ask I could tell you how to not be preachy, but then I have classes, I have school, I have homework. Then you being preachy again comes again. Then I get annoyed. Then I go back to my room. I start reading something. I start playing something.
This is a very valid point.
time.
There's no time. Yes.
There's no time to either learn kindness, either to define kindness in a real way. Like when you get that time, you're just defining it the way you said it last time, but you're not defining it the real way.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
right.
that's good.
And then when
Yeah.
you get to remember it, there's no time.
Yeah.
So our lives have become so busy now that no one has the time
Yeah.
for anything. I mean, sometimes you don't even have time to be kind to yourself. You know, sometimes you need
Yeah,
that.
self-kindness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
need that. Like, I also think that, you know, if you're kind to yourself, there's a greater chance that you will be kind to people around you. Because it sort of spills out, right?
Wow, I like that.
If you are able to give yourself that space to be like, okay, fine, I didn't do something too well, or this is just the way I am, and it's okay for me to be like this. I think you are more chilled out about the others around you also. And sometimes the more stricter you are with yourself, or your mind is telling you that you were not okay today, or, you know, this was not done, then it spills, that effect sort of spills out. And then you are not able to be kind to people around you as well. So being kind to yourself is very important. But in a world where now we are just running from one thing to another, it is tough.
That is the
It's
But
tough.
are you kind to yourself, Arjun?
yeah.
Do you understand what that means?
Yeah, I understand what that means. But if I am kind to myself, I'm trying to push, like do my homework, do my homework. Then my mom won't my mom will be happy. Do this, then my mom will be happy. Do that, then my mom will be happy. That's being kind to others, but you're not being kind to yourself.
So maybe think about it. Does doing your homework
But
make
then
you
after
happy?
that, but if I'm being kind to myself, you're gonna come follow up with me. Do your homework. Do this. Do that. Go get a fork and knife for me.
Okay. But that you have to do. That's you being kind to your mama.
Yes, but when I actually am, I'm not being kind to myself. But when I am being kind to myself, you force me to be kind to you.
Okay, if Tinkle could send one kindness message to every child in India, what would you think what would you want it to be?
Okay. I think I would say this first, you know, that sometimes we are all too hard on ourselves. We should sort of look at how we can be kind to our own selves. And that will then have a ripple effect. Because think about it, like, you know, if you have parents who are kind to themselves and they are kind to people around them, you are also like that. And that effect will spread across. And I do think that, you know, like if you are in a good space, right? Suppose you're taking a train to work and you smile at somebody and that person smiles at somebody else. I mean, it's a very, very simple example, but that little act itself can change something for someone, right? So that effect is what ripples. So start with being kind to yourself.
That'd be that one message.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Now that Arjun has been pretty vocal about how he needs to be kind to himself. And what, according to you, is like the kindest character in the book?
In the book. So they're all kind in different ways, you know. I think.
Like Kalia the crow, even he is kind, because he's
is.
always helping.
Yeah, he's helping.
Always observing and helping.
But then Kalia the crow is a crow. Okay,
Yeah.
he's observing and helping. But then the other animals of the story are just doing what their animal
Characters are.
character is.
Correct.
Like what they actually are in real life. But you can't say they're not kind because that's all they know what to do.
Yeah,
They've
that's
not been
true.
taught like Kalia the crow cannot teach them because they've already learned from their
Yeah,
way.
like a
Your
fox
basic
is always,
nature.
yeah,
Yeah,
a
but
fox
the
is always going to be
clever and
yeah,
mischief.
Yeah,
So it will always keep on doing this.
yeah.
So
But there are
it's-
ways of learning, Arjun, even if you have a certain character, like that fox story or Kalia the crow.
So
Nobody's
even
born with.
Kalia the crow has also evolved now, and we are calling it Big Barn. Barn is forest.
Oh, nice.
And there are lots of animals there. Okay, there are tortoises, there are bisons. I mean, the sort of the forest and the family has grown. So even within that universe, that yes, oftentimes Chamataka is like the villain, or you know, but we do write stories where he unwittingly does something kind, you know, and the result is something where everyone is praising him and he's like,
He's
what's
shocked,
happening?
like, why? Are they- because he's inherently not that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like no one wants to
Expects-
praise him
yeah,
for
yeah.
what he does,
Right.
and then when he is getting praised, he's like,
Why is it
Yeah.
happening?
Oh gosh, like, you know, something's not quite okay
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Okay.
and
Okay,
he
nice.
might be also done it something by mistake,
Yeah.
and
Which
then
is-
they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's actually an outsider who comes in, and that one is troubling all the other animals. So Chamtaka is like, that's my job. Hello, you can't be taking my place. So he kind of drives that animal away.
Yeah,
and
then
everyone is
everyone's like-
praising him. So he's like,
Yes.
okay.
and he's like, I still have to go get back to my job after
Right.
he's doing my job.
Okay. What's your favorite character?
Again, very hard to say. I like Tantri a lot because I think he kind of represents that part of us which is like if we are not happy with something or we are frustrated with something and then you know you're scheming and plotting about how to get rid of not somebody but a certain situation. So I like him. I like writing stories for Tantri. I also like Hooja from the same series. Hooja is a very kind character. if you
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
I also enjoy Ina Mina Mainamo, who are these four sisters, and they have these sweet stories with the dad who is a little miserly. I mean, he's very money conscious.
Yeah.
The mom is a cook. She's a chef. She has her own restaurant and she's an entrepreneur and all of that. And each of the girls have their own characters. So their dynamic is really nice because they're all different ages and they all have different interests. And
Nice.
So that's sweet. Yeah, I think these would be my top two.
What about your Arjuns? Does he read firstly?
Yes, he
Okay,
does.
great.
And he started reading Tinkle, I think, because I used to just bring the magazine and just leave it. And I think once or twice I tried telling him, you want to read it? And he'd be like, nah. But since it's lying around, now he picks up and he
Oh,
reads
okay,
and then
got
he
it.
will offer comments as and when he thinks he
Oh,
should.
nice.
He likes a series called Noise, which is Nilgiri Orchid International School.
Oh.
So it's a residential school series set in a fictitious school called Noise. It's set in the Nilgiris, and they have all of these mad adventures. You know,
Oh,
there
wow.
are underground secret tunnels. And
It's a
the
part
kids-
of Tinkle.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And we have one over dramatic character called Adi, you know, in that. And then there is a girl who's always walking around with a screwdriver behind her ear because she likes to take things apart and then fix them. So there are all of these fun characters, and they have a lot of boarding school adventures.
Nice.
You know, they're playing pranks on the teachers.
He must be living it vicariously through the book, I'm pretty
so that
sure.
is his favorite series.
Oh,
He loves
wow.
those.
So we have to get the new one, Arjun, because we
must,
we
yeah.
don't know any of this.
But there are too many old ones in the library.
That is true. So maybe you finish those and then we can get to the new
Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
We have to first finish the new one so we don't miss the new
Oh,
ones.
okay, fine. We can do
So
that
we
either.
get up to date.
Absolutely.
So,
and
you know,
also,
the best thing to do is to get a subscription so that every month it will reach your house. And then it's a comic, right? You'll finish it fast. And you'll have enough time to read the older stuff also.
let's
like-
do it.
You can finish reading the
Well-
book in a day.
And like we discussed, it could be the Christmas gift for your friends as well.
I love that
Or
idea.
every episode we could give it to
Okay, we can do that. Every episode we give it to someone. You have time for last question for Gayatri, Arjun. Do you have one?
Yeah. So how do you ensure that every story you have is kind? Like you were talking about noise. Do you ensure that people are kind in there? Do you ensure that people are doing other things in kind? And also one more thing. Do you think that kindness can come through movies, can come through normal books, novels, fiction stories, real life stories?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think any form of any media, right? Whether it is a book or a movie or a play or anything at all, these themes are, you know, love, kindness. It can come through any story at all. So it cuts across all the forms of media that we consume. And how do I ensure that every story is kind? So, like I said, we try to show a whole set of characters. And they are who they are, right? So if you take a series like Noise, for example, we have all sorts of kids doing all sorts of things. Maybe somebody fails a test. One of the prefects in the story, for example, wasn't doing too well, went through depression, got help. The school counselor talks to the prefect. Then he gives up his duties because it's too much for him to handle. There's exam stress. There's a backstory about stuff happening in the family with his parents. So I think we try to do these things to make sure that it is there in some form or the other in the different stories. But at the same time, the stories have to be entertaining.
Otherwise, kids like you will say it's too preachy,
Yeah,
Mama.
it's too preachy.
And then you'll be writing a letter, Gayatri, dear Gayatri. Story was preachy. Full stop.
Story wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy it.
And then one more thing, that many like older books, like not about Tinkle, but many older books, they'll write them all down. And then you would come and read it. Do you understand what it means? Say it again. See it in your own words. The moral itself is only preachy, that it's in the bottom of the page, and then you make it more.
That was the time that we grew up. That at that time we used to have these books with morals written, and I don't think we liked it either.
Yeah.
Which is why now when we make stuff for kids, at least in our heads, we think we are doing a good job, and we don't put these things below.
Also, these kids are smarter. I feel like at that time when I used to read, sometimes I used to not get the moral. Like it used to take me a bit. Don't judge me, guys, but I'm just saying. But no, thank you so much, Gayatri. I know how you hate waking up in the morning. A. B, it's a Sunday.
You can't let these secrets out.
C, thank you for showing up. Thank you for your time. And Tinkle is going to be our subscription for 2025, whatever's remaining, and 2026. Right, Arjun?
Maybe.
Amazing.
Maybe.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.